Good evening, folks. Another Sunday, another week done. Week 2 is in the bag. 35k this week, so a little bit of a step up from last week. Some good and some bad. Well, not bad, but encouraging and discouraging. Let's put it that way. We started off on Tuesday with a little 7k run that went like this. Tuesday morning, week 2, run 1, another 7k. Trying to do this one in zone 3 though, which is going alright so far, just after 2k in, and don't I look fantastic. Let's see how we do after another 2 or 3k. 5k in, and as predicted, I've had to drop my pace substantially to stay in zone 3. And the first 2k's were just inside 620, and the last 3, I think, have been just inside 720. Yeah, well, that's where we are at the moment. Let's see how we finish up. Ooh. Week 2, run 1 in the bag. This is Doddle, right? 7k, zone 3-ish, just under 7 minutes per kilometre average. Might be too early to say, but I think a corner is being turned. My body cheese percentage feels like it's dipped slightly below 50%. Don't know. Felt better. Let's see if we can keep it up. And yeah, that felt a bit better. Maybe not quite back to where I was, or certainly not quite back to where I was when I did the half marathon before Christmas, but at least able to move myself, which is good. Then Wednesday was another 5k pace run, which I probably took a little bit too seriously. Wednesday, pace run day, 5k this morning. I'm immediately going to contradict myself, and I'm actually going to run this as a 5k at what I want to run the marathon at ish, just to see if I can. Let's get to it. Well, that was too fast. I intended to do something like a 32-minute 5k, and it ended up being just inside 30, which, I'll be honest, is far quicker than I thought I'd be able to go at this point. Now all I've got to be able to do is run 8 of those with minimal recovery in between. Maybe a bit slower. Oh, well, there's a sense of achievement for the day. I need food. Yeah. I'll get to Saturday in a minute, but a word of advice, and I said, or I will say in a moment, that I'm not going to give advice, but advice I have received is don't train too hard, and that was probably too hard. Whether that set the tone for the rest of the week, I don't know, but Friday's 7k, I left till rather too late, and it was probably harder than it should have been as a result. Evening. Ever have one of those days where you've left everything till the last minute, but it still needs to be done? That's most of my days. 7k to run, and it's basically bedtime. So let's get on with it. I feel like even more of a plum than usual tonight, because as you can see, it's
dark, and I've come out dressed as the milk tray man. So in order to mitigate that somewhat, I've also got a torch attached to me. What an idiot. One of the other things I wanted to try on today's run is a new feature that DJI have apparently introduced for this camera, which allows you to sync up data from the Apple Watch during the workout. So, if that works, here it is. It's impressive, isn't it? You can just see just how fit I am at the same time that I'm feeling it. Good. That'll get me one more subscriber and one more donation. See you later. Well, stop saying that. That's 7k just finished, literally. You're now hopefully getting my live heart rate cool down thing. I don't know if it displays a gauge, that'd be nice. Probably just a number that's hopefully dropping quite quickly because I'm a peak specimen. Off to the marathon mega gala thing in London tomorrow, where experts will tell me what I'm doing is wrong, or hopefully not, and people will try and persuade me to spend money, no doubt. I will report back on Sunday as to how resistant to their spell I have been. Maybe I'll get a new torch. Maybe I'll get a new alarm clock. That'd be handy. Do this in the morning instead of late at night. Anyway, have a good Saturday, people. Although you won't be seeing this until Sunday or Monday. Ta-da!
Now, while my pace was probably better than I expected it to be, running at 85-90% of where I probably am at the moment, I don't think I should have been running it that hard at this stage. I think that the marathon training design is to keep you free of injury while building up the distance slowly, and doing really hard efforts like that. No, it wasn't really hard, but doing hard efforts, I don't know at this early stage whether it's productive. Anyway, I seem to have escaped with my life, so we'll carry on. We'll gloss over that error. And then Saturday I went off to the TCS, I think it's called Meet the Experts. It's a day of talks, or a half day of talks from people that know what they're talking about. It's in London and it was really quite good. So here's some sage advice from me at the Thames.
Welcome to the Thames. What a dreary and yet atmospheric day. I think I said I'm on the way to this Marathon Expo thingy, which is just down the way from here, I think. I've got 25 minutes to go and find it. And I'm going to give a piece of advice. The only piece of advice that I'm likely to give anybody during this series of videos, and it's not running advice, it's life advice. It's clearly not running advice. If you're ever in a city, whether you know it or not, whether you think you know it or not, and you're going somewhere, give yourself an extra hour, 45 minutes, whatever, and get out of whatever transport system you're on a couple of stops early and just go for a walk, because you see things that you've never seen before and you connect the dots. I mean, certainly somewhere like London, where there's so much of a comprehensive transport system, and people will go on a journey, start at one point, change 2 or 3 times and get out within 5 minutes of where they want to go. And really, it's not that big of a city. I've I've come in this morning, I got out of the Met line up at Euston, and I basically walked south until I got to the river. Walked down Tottenham Court Road, past Oxford Circus, obviously, Centre Point, dropped in at Denmark Street to have a look at the guitars for a little bit, and then National Portrait Gallery past that, walked down past Leicester Square, Trafalgar Square, down through the West End, and have got here. And while it's not a great day, it's really cold. What a lovely walk that was. So take some time, go and visit the places that are familiar or not so familiar to you, and have a walk around.
Yeah, I'm not doing any more advice. That's it. So the event itself was, I don't know, 3.5 hours, something like that, of various people with different areas of expertise. So nutrition, physiotherapy, first runner experience, fundraising, whether to buy New Balance stuff, nutrition, I said already. So yeah, it was good. I think probably 75-80% of the audience were first-time marathoners, and that's probably where it's aimed at, to give people a little bit of encouragement and a little bit of comfort that this stuff is possible. Two nice stats that they rolled out were that 98% of people that get to the start line get to the finish line, so that's heartening. And the other one was if you buy yourself a Cooper subscription and use their training plans, that goes up to 99.something%. So yeah, let's all go and buy Cooper training plans, or not. The less heartening part of the experience was that they put a time frame on this endeavour, and while we're 2 weeks into a 16-week training plan, and that still seems like there's a big chunk of time on the other side, they dropped the bombshell that was 99 days to go yesterday. So 98 days to go today. We're into double figures, which is a much smaller shorter space of time. So good. So a dose of reality, and a further dose of reality today when I went out for my long run. I keep bleating on through the clips that will follow that I think really all the walking I did on the Saturday didn't help, because my feet were just tired, my legs were tired. Probably good training for being on tired legs, but at the same time it didn't feel great today. Afternoon, 2:30 on a Sunday. Second week of training. Stepping it up a bit, obviously. So 16k today, nice and gentle. Got some gels to practice fueling. Got a big caffeine one, which I'm going to take second. That's really dull detail you don't need to know. Still cold. And yeah, I'm a bit enthused since the trip to the expo thing yesterday, which I'll probably talk about when I'm back in the warm. Anyway, let's get on with it. About 5.5k in. I'm in my recovery kilometre, which means my heart rate should be dropping back down to zone 2. It's not. Feeling hard today. I think possibly because I walked so much yesterday, just time on feet. Don't know. Anyway, over a third of the way through. Let's persevere. 11.5 in, 4.5 to go. My second take it easy kilometre. Didn't manage to get back down to zone 2 in the first one. Don't think I'm going to manage it in this one either. I have had my second nasty gel, which is the one with caffeine in it. So I'm expecting to basically fly the rest of the way. Let's get on with it. And that's that done. 16k down, week 2 down.
I did manage to get back to heart rate zone 2 with 1.5 seconds left of my previous recovery interval, so that was good. Go me. Yeah, a little discouraging because that was harder than I was expecting it to be and hoping it would be.
So there it is, week 2 in the books. We press on. I've got a rest day tomorrow, which is lovely, and I'm looking forward to it. And then we're stepping things up a little bit this week, so I think everything gets a kilometre added to it. So it's 8k normal runs, a 6k pace run, and I think 17 on Sunday, so that'll be fun. Do come and say hello on Strava if you're already a runner and you're on Strava. I'll stick a link down here somewhere. The more the merrier. You get different little videos on every run there, so it's a little bit more real time than every Sunday, limited to 30 seconds fortunately, but in more of a state at the end of the runs. So don't forget, obviously, donation link also below, and thank you so much to people that have liked the previous video and commented on it, and especially for the people that have already donated. That's really appreciated, and it makes the training runs a lot easier. So thank you very much, have a good week, and I will see you next Sunday.